The American Family Association is probably the least relevant group in America, and their least relevant radio host, a guy named Kevin McCullough, is going to explain to us the origin of the Ukraine crisis.
Not to mention the weakening of our military. The sissification, if you will, of our military. That's not an insult. That's a factual term. You know, Putin looks at the U.S., and we're having drag shows on our bases now, on some of our bases that are in other countries, not just bases in the U.S., where this type of nonsense is tolerated and put up with, in other operational areas, on other continents, in other countries. Do developments like this have anything to do with making our military leaders look less impressive in the eyes of the world? For instance, does Mr. Putin sit there and go, yeah, I'm not going to do anything Obama says because, number one, he can't keep his word, and number two, your military is now having drag shows on its bases.
Do you get that? He said drag shows in the U.S. military. That's why Putin is invading Ukraine. Could you imagine if that were true? Vladimir Putin sitting around, he's going, you know, I wasn't going to invade America. I wasn't going to invade Ukraine, but I see what's going on in America with these people and the dressing up like women and the boobies and the look and the makeup and oy vey. Did I make him Jewish? I just made Vladimir Putin Jewish, ladies and gentlemen. That's a first. That was good, I must say. That's a fail even by our standards, and we have pretty low standards. But no, the leader of Russia is not going to invade Ukraine based on drag shows in the United States. But he actually believes that. He's not joking around. This is the American Family Association we're talking about here. Brian Fisher is one of their fucking leaders, that lunatic. But there's a couple other things about that are really interesting to me. The macho-ness aspect of this, did you notice the worldview being put forth? It's this thought that, well, obviously you need to project macho-ness to get people to respect you. You need to act a certain way to get people to respect you. And you know what's ironic about that? The exact opposite is true. If you care at all about how other people or countries are perceiving you, you're already not being macho. The whole point of being macho is to, like, not care, right? The typical things associated with the masculine role, like, yeah, you're above it all. You're this confident alpha male or this alpha country, and you don't care about how people are perceiving you because you're just that cool. But he's saying, oh, we should care about how people perceive us because we need to be macho, so we got to look macho. You know when I used to think like that? When I was a fucking child, when I was a teenager, every move would be calculated. So, like, I would think, like, I had girlfriends throughout high school. I would think, like, how can I look more cool to them? How can I make them perceive me like I'm more cool? I know I should act like this. So I'm in the act of trying to be macho, I'm doing the exact opposite because I'm so tuned into what other people think about me instead of just living my life and being who I am. So, again, just their whole perception is backwards. But then, probably not the best part, but one of the best parts. The sissification of our military is a fact. Really a fact. I would love to see where you got that study from. It's a fact, right? So there's science behind it. There's evidence behind it. So what's your evidence? The sissification of our military is a fact. What does that even mean? I don't even know what it means theoretically, never mind in real life how it would manifest itself. He acts like the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, releases a report every year, and it's like, today, the sissification index is up 17% in the Army. This is a problem, ladies and gentlemen. President Obama should act on this now. Such silly people. And the final thing I'll say, not that this matters, because we all know the whole premise is ridiculous anyway. There's only been one drag show in the history of the United States military. Literally. That drag show was on March 1st of 2014. So it just recently happened, okay? Putin started lining up troops in Ukraine on February 23rd. So according to this idiot, Putin invaded Ukraine first, but then saw U.S. drag shows in the military, or a drag show, because there's only one in the military, and said, good thing I invaded. Good thing I invaded, because now I see the drag is happening.